So go ahead and tell me, like, what's the trauma that you're living with?
Having lost my home of 34 years to foreclosure.
How long ago was that?
I'm thinking approximately 2012.
Okay. And when you think about it, from a 0 to 10 amount of intensity, how traumatic is that thought in this moment? Not when it happened, but in this moment.
10 plus.
Okay.
I'm still affected because I'm now a renter, and I've had to move at least 3 times in the last 5 years. So it's affected my life completely.
Where do you have sensations in your body?
Forehead to upper chest. Yeah.
Oh, it's all the way in that area. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, through my throat. Yeah.
Oh, and through the throat and above. Okay. And it's a 10 plus. And what's the sensation? Just so I get a really clear understanding of what it feels like. With a lot of people, it's like this clutching sensation. It might be a pain.
I feel the deep sadness.
Sure. Okay.
And sort of frozen, the helplessness of not being able to do anything. So it's like I'm stuck. I'm very frozen in the outcome and really don't know how to change that outcome even now.
Okay. So what I'm specifically going to work on is to help you, so when you think of it, it's like a story without the emotion attached, without the pain. Okay? Mm-hmm. Okay. So what I want you to do, I'm going to give you different positions to touch in your body. And the first one, you're going to take your middle finger and you're going to put it between your chin and your lower lip, and then between your upper lip and your nose. That's all right. So it feels about the same still?
I feel better. I feel like I can breathe, because I think when I'm experiencing that loss, I think I hold my breath and don't even breathe.
Okay.
So I feel like I can breathe.
Okay, good. We've just begun. We've got a lot more to do. So
now the sadness is surfacing. And normally I don't allow myself to cry or feel sadness. Right. I would rather feel anger. Mm-hmm. And I usually do that rather than feel, if that makes sense.
Absolutely. That's what most people do. That's what keeps it trapped in the body, and that's what affects us when we're not even aware that it's affecting us. Okay. And then Kristine, you're putting a lot of stuff out there. It's not just one thing about the loss of the house. There's a lot, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to, rather than do this just on the house, I'm going to use another technique that I use called EFT. It's a tapping technique. Have you ever heard of EFT?
Yes.
And you know how to do it?
I have a book, and I was doing it with Hay House, but haven't done it recently, no.
Okay. We're going to do it together. And then I'm just going to keep throwing things out while we release things. I want you to repeat everything I say and do everything I do. And then if there's another thought that triggers something, go ahead and speak it, and I'll incorporate it as we're doing this. So you're going to start by tapping on the side of the hand with all your fingers and say, even though I lost my home.
Even though I lost my home.
And it devastated me.
It devastated me.
I love and accept myself.
I love and accept myself.
Even though I'm in a tremendous amount of pain.
even though I'm in a tremendous amount of pain
from all this loss.
from all this loss.
I love, accept, and forgive myself unconditionally.
I love,
Accept,
accept, and forgive myself unconditionally,
even though I have all this heartache.
even though I have all this heartache.
I'm really okay just as I am.
I'm really okay just as I am.
Now you're going to tap on the top of your head and say, all of this heartache and pain.
All of this heartache and pain.
Now you're going to tap on the inner corner of the eyebrows. All of this pain.
All of this pain.
Now you're going to tap on the side of the eyes. All of this pain.
All of this pain.
And now underneath the eyes, all of this pain.
All of this pain.
And now under the nose, all of this pain.
All of this pain.
Under the lip, all of this loss.
All of this loss.
Now you're going to make a fist and kind of just right here back and forth where a man's knot on the tie would be. All of this loss.
All of this loss.
And now you're going to tap underneath the armpit. All of this loss.
All of this loss.
Now on top of the head, the loss of my home.
The loss of my home.
The loss of my things.
The loss of my things.
The loss of my son.
The loss of my son.
The loss of my life the way it used to be.
The loss of my life the way it used to be.
The loss of my life the way I knew it.
The loss of my life the way I knew it.
All of this pain that I have been carrying for years.
All of this pain that I have been carrying for years.
I choose to release it.
I choose to release it.
And I have no idea how.
And I have no idea how.
In fact, it feels impossible.
In fact, it feels impossible.
But it's been such a burden to carry.
But it's been such a burden to carry.
It makes me so sad.
It makes me so sad.
And I don't even want to feel this sadness.
And I don't even want to feel the sadness.
So I've been shoving it deep inside to not feel it.
So I've been shoving it deep inside to not feel it.
I'm afraid to let it come out.
I'm afraid to let it come out.
I'm afraid I won't be able to deal with all the pain.
I'm afraid I won't be able to deal with all of the pain.
All of this pain and hurt.
All of this pain and hurt.
It's been overwhelming.
It's been overwhelming.
But maybe I'm stronger than I thought.
But maybe I'm stronger than I thought.
Maybe I can handle it.
And maybe I can handle it.
If it's in my life and I'm still here, I must be able to handle it.
You said it's in my life?
Since it's been in my life.
Since it's been in my life.
I'm still here.
I'm still here.
I must be able to handle it or I wouldn't be here.
I must be able to handle it, otherwise I wouldn't be here.
I'm stronger than I thought.
I'm stronger than I thought.
And I'm willing to look at that.
And I'm willing to look at that.
But I have a lot of grief.
But I have a lot of grief.
A lot of sadness.
A lot of sadness.
All of this sadness.
All of this sadness.
All of this sadness and loss.
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 I lost my home.
I've lost my home.
The grief of losing my home.
The grief of losing my home.
The grief of losing my son.
The grief of losing my son.
The grief of losing my home.
The grief of losing my home.
Makes me so sad.
You said it makes me feel sad?
Yeah. We're just going to take a little break just to check up on you. Tell me right now, because I hear the tears come up and then I hear your voice calm down and the tears come up, and tell me what is the most devastating thought in this moment so we can pull that, we can work on that. We have a lot of work to do here. I'm telling you, we're going to, by the end of this call, I predict you're going to feel so much better. So I just want to let you know, we're just getting started here. Is it the loss of your home? Is it the loss of your life the way it was? Is it anger with yourself? Is it guilt for having been in that position? Is it embarrassment and humiliation? You know, as I'm saying these, just tell me what kind of triggers.
Those are all the words that I've always used. I think that I felt stupid. And I got to the point where I really hated myself and didn't feel worthy or worthwhile because it affected my self-esteem. And I felt very alone.
Okay. Okay.
Like it was a secret. Very humiliating, like you said. Some people share. I have friends that have gone through this and they just go, come help me move. I have to move. But I imploded.
Okay.
I was embarrassed. I felt stupid. Like, how could I have allowed this?
Okay. I'm upset with myself.
I'm upset with myself.
I felt so stupid.
I felt so stupid.
And humiliated.
And humiliated.
And embarrassed.
And embarrassed.
I didn't want anyone to know what was going on.
I didn't want anyone to know what was going on.
And even though I was doing my best,
it
wasn't good enough.
It wasn't good enough.
I felt so stupid.
I felt so stupid.
I still feel stupid.
I still feel stupid.
I don't feel worthy.
I don't feel worthy.
I don't feel deserving.
I don't feel deserving.
I've been through so much.
I've been through so much.
And I'm still here.
And I'm still here.
I went through more than most people go through in 5 lifetimes.
That's what I say. I've been through what most people have been through in 5 lifetimes.
And I'm still here.
And I'm still here.
I must be stronger than I think.
I must be stronger than I think.
And maybe I'm not as stupid as I think.
Maybe I'm not as stupid as I think.
Because I'm living in a home.
Because I'm living in a home.
I could have been homeless on the streets.
I could have been homeless on the streets.
But I didn't let that happen.
But I didn't let that happen.
And I still have stuff in storage.
And I still have stuff in storage.
And I may have lost some of my stuff.
And I may have lost some of my stuff.
But I still have stuff in storage.
But I still have stuff in storage.
I haven't lost everything.
I haven't lost everything.
And I still have friends. I assume you still have friends, yes?
I still have friends. I've made a lot of friends, but yeah, things are just always changing, it seems. Yeah.
And life is always changing.
And life is always changing.
And I don't like that.
And I don't like that.
Nobody likes change.
Nobody likes change.
But it's made me stronger.
It made me stronger.
Yeah. And I keep feeling what I've lost.
But I keep feeling what I've lost.
And maybe I need to look at what I've gained.
Maybe I need to look at what I've gained.
I've gained more resiliency than I knew I had.
I've gained more resiliency than I knew I had.
I lost my beautiful home.
I've lost my beautiful home.
All of this sadness.
All of this sadness.
I lost my life the way it was.
I lost my life the way it was.
But in truth, that kind of gives me a clean slate to start over.
But in truth, it kind of gives me a clean slate to start over.
And if I were to recreate my life,
I
might create it a little differently.
I might create it a little differently.
And this gives me an opportunity to do that.
And this gives me an opportunity to do that.
So take a deep breath. And just kind of, that was a lot of words, and I was just saying whatever was popping into my head. Just kind of think about the loss of your house and scan from your heart up and tell me what number. We started with a 10 plus. Are you at a 10 right now, or what number would you give it in this moment?
A 5.
Excellent. Excellent. Okay, within all the loss, within all the changes, within everything that you were telling me that has happened in your life in the last few years, in this moment, what thought brings up the most pain right now? We'll focus in on that.
I really I had beautiful windows, and I had a house that was bright and a lot of sunshine. And I'm really missing the brightness. I live in a forest, but I really miss friends. Going to the Hollywood Bowl, performing. I love music. I love dancing.
First, and what we still have to do is get rid of all the baggage and put it behind you, all this past hurt, all this past pain, because if you're lugging that around, there's no room in this new reality for you to bring that in. So once we release that, all the new possibilities open up for you. I'm getting chills as I say this. So I'm going to do a little more clearing.
Okay.
If you want to do more tapping, or do you want me to go in and pull stuff out? You want me to pull out some of the pain, or you tell me what do you want to do from here?
Why don't you pull out more of the pain?
Okay.
And we can always go back to the tapping later.
Okay.
I am so glad we're working together. I'm so thankful. I was dreading this because I didn't want to talk about all this stuff, but I also knew I really needed to, and it's way overdue. And thank you for helping, because even though I have the books and I've listened to all the different people teach the tapping, I really didn't know how to say those words to myself to keep it going.
Right.
So thank you for facilitating that, because I would have never stopped and done that with myself.
Okay, so let me go. So tell me, what is the pain? Because I do want to get as specific as possible. What pain do you feel right now? What loss of the life you used to have, of the home itself? Tell me so I can gear it in for that.
It's a combination. It's sort of like family, and I think it's more even having the life that I had.
Is it connection? I'm seeing the word connection.
Yes.
Yeah, I just got chills. That's my confirmation.
I never felt lonely before. Yeah. I never did. And I didn't feel lonely when I lived in Crestline for 4 years, but I feel very lonely. It's a really crummy feeling. Yeah. And
okay, now what I want you to do is, okay, now I want you to put your thumbs in and make a fist over your thumbs. Good. Okay, go ahead and let go of that and tell me, how do you feel right now?
I feel completely different. Actually, interestingly enough, with the last thing you said, my shoulders dropped. Wow. So I was able to flex my shoulders, which I noticed. And I feel calm and positive and optimistic. I don't feel desperate or frenzied. And I don't have that deep sadness. Thank you. You have a great energy. I loved working with you. Thank you.